and K, who are currently sitting in second place with 30. Decent loot so far as well. Double Evo, blue Evos for them, as they still have the rest of Sorting Factory loot now on board with Team Vibes, who are splitting Skyhook with one other squad at the very least. We got to see Ack and company take a good number of team fights throughout the last two games, as we are currently joining Ack, who has that Spitfire. He has the blue mag for himself along with the R99. So he's going to really be able to just bullet hose people down if he gets into the fight. But they're going to stay contained so far here on the eastern side, and they are rewarded for that. The purple Evo shield on Ack on that Wraith, along with the double blues for Mooney and Cherished.
That building is absolutely zooted. You got the purple mags down there, the purple armor. Looking good right now. I'm surprised that he's going to actually rock the Spitfire R9. Most likely going to try to use that Spitfire early game and then maybe ditch that. Also with the 2-4, I really think you'd be banking on a 30-30 right there and doing some serious damage. Now we see what MNK is doing. They're over towards this Lava Fissure side. Now we know how they're able to rotate so fast as the gold mag going to be pinged, which is always nice. That's going to reload in your backpack for you if you're unfamiliar with that. It's also going to do the same amount of ammo that your, say, purple mag would do, but now the ping is going to come down. They're going to take the balloon. 130 on the timer at the top left. This is the exact same time that you want to get out of here. Nice fast rotation coming in from MNK, but it's actually not sorting. This is going to continue to pull more over towards the dome side. So Pony Gang will have a little bit of a rotation. They will have one of the top 5 spots to pick if they want it.
Yeah, they have multiple balloons to make their way through, and Sorting Factory might be relatively free for them to just run right through to get to the south side of the map. A lot of prime positions to try and play off of. We see people play inside dome proper, or even play outside of the eggshell as well, as Mixed Minds are trying to make their rotate, but they've already gotten tagged here. Back on board with Pony Gang, though, as they are continuing their loop path right now. It's just the blue Evo shields for themselves, but they have made their way down here to just south of Sorting Factory, and it looks like they'll hole up here for the time being.
This is another one of those spots that we've seen held so many times, but the problem is there's a lot of real estate, and this is a huge priority area. So if you end up getting third party, or if a team starts to come over here, that's going to be 4th, 5th, 6th party central, because that's just such a good spot to be locked down. So we'll see if Pony Gang, with their rotation, with their early rotation and their early decision making, is going to pay off with them. But MNK now spotting a team out over towards the side, going to force the bubble. That's an early bubble, and that may show that they're going to go and push on that one. But that's 3 teams now over towards the Harvester side, and this is as expected. What MNK does here is they're going to rotate right past this. Hopefully they don't spot the team over towards the train or the thermal side, as 6 is going to go down over towards Kenny. That could be the teams over towards the Harvester area, but this is a very disciplined call from MNK. They're going to go for an early rotate instead of even worrying about these teams over towards Harvester.
Yeah, so this is the squad that was actually getting shot at by them, by MNK. MST now stuck here in the low ground position. Tempest hitting 2 for 1 with that Mastiff. We'll get out of that pit for the time being here, but he's taking so much damage. His purple has been cracked as he's going to try and utilize this Nox shield. Here comes the EMP as well. He pulls off that bat just in time as Metro will be able to pick up 2 now. It looks like a third party is coming in, but these massive shots are so big for Tempest here to get the knock onto Rambo. They're trying to come in for the third party, but a beautiful stick coming out, and the Q is just a little bit late for that Wraith. That's going to allow MST to go for that full reset. Metro going for the stick, but the nades are starting to come in, and oh boy, MST are still stuck in a tight spot. Another nade being tossed down as Tempest takes flash damage, but he will be able to stick that bat. Gets that healed off as MST, Metro, and 6 both hit that Phoenix kit for themselves, and they weather the storm. They survive.
They survive for now. Tempest, absolute beast mode right there with the stick onto the Wraith, the bubble coming down from Metro at the right time, the grenades, the Kobe's coming in, flying in so they continue to heal. But what a job there by Tempest and Metro, saving 6 throughout all of that. They're not rewarded with a ton of kills, but they're rewarded now with at least being alive and living to see another day. They had a pretty decent game number 1, I believe. Not the biggest game ever. There's still a lot of ground to be made up if they want to catch up to Pony Gang at 43 points, sitting in first place. But that's a great start, and that should really boost 6's confidence as a player. Really thrives off the energy from his team. So as one of those more communicative players, one of those in-game leaders, this is going to be perfect for MST to try to get back into it. Nades a little bit of blockage right there, I guess you could say. Needs to get some Drano so he can get out of that, but that EMP is just to buy some time. It doesn't look like they're interested in pushing on that one. Breakfast Club now stuck basically in the middle of no man's land. They were trying to use that to get aggressive, but no one was there to follow up.
Yeah, as they do try to push up, watching their back, but they have a caustic on the other side. The nades do go down. Breakfast Club trying to chase after this. One knock has already come in through. Box of Tea taking out Clarify. So MNK about to go down. It's all up to one final player on MNK, just stuck behind this knock shield here. They're hoping for the third party to try and get a knock at the very least. Box of Tea will finally go down to Zaniles. Man, this damage has still been done. Will they be able to recover off of this MNK?
MNK may be able to get back into this one. We'll see how much pressure gets added over towards the middle here. Freck still hasn't bled out all the way either. Clarify is going to be able to get res, which means they're going to toss a couple of barrels down. And now Zanile is going to peek over towards the window, and there is still pressure coming in over towards that area. So we'll see. Looks like Zanile is going to be able to get that med kit. Cells being popped for Clarify. Freck still with just a sliver of HP left, and the barrels are being popped left and right to be able to get back into this. This is crazy if Mouse and Keys be able to survive, and we know that they love to lock down this spot. We've seen this spot numerous times, not just in the updated World's Edge, but even before. Frex has always put his team in this position. It's a lot more difficult to hold with a Caustic than it is a Watson, but we just saw the power of getting Clarified back in, and also the great job by Zanile hiding in the corner, like you were saying, Jamerson, just using the knockdown shield.
Yeah, and massive as well. One of the strengths of that position is just that you're kind of stuck in that fishbowl, right? So other teams have vision. You could see the third-party shots coming in, ringing from all the way down over by launch site as well. As we do join on board with Vibes, as I'm fairly certain I saw Mooney get an Arcstar kill on to MST. I don't know if MST had been knocked out. I wasn't paying that much attention to the kill feed. So if we could check in with them eventually later on, that would be fantastic. But it's Flashpoint here who are playing Banana Side over at Sorting Factory. Two purples, and they've got the additional armor swaps as well for themselves. A lot of loot boxes right outside, as it looks like Team Cruelty have found themselves in a fight as well.
A lot of action happening, and I don't think that Flashpoint's even interested in getting involved as absolute units. Oh, I think that's a stick right there onto Lifty. No, just a little bit of an Arcstar hits him out of the corner, so he's going to be A-okay. Probably would have been brought down to about 10 HP if that was the case. And when your team takes that much damage so fast, and you don't really have much information, the best thing to do is going to be portal out. Sleepy Panda going to go and place them at a different angle with some different areas of cover. And there's plenty of cover over towards this bottom tree hand side. But Sleepy Panda takes tons of damage from behind. That had to be two players shooting him at once. I'm not quite sure exactly what hit him right there, but that was a big burst of damage. And now Sleepy Panda continuing to have his team on the ropes. They are not interested in rotating over towards this tree hand side. And when we saw on the mini map how many teams are actually frequenting on the edge of Sorting Factory over here, there is a ton.
I'm not entirely too sure what hit him there. Might have been a full connect triple take shot to the head, to the dome onto Sleepy Panda. It was just a lot of damage real quick. PBS, though, are playing the Southwest Choke, keeping the teams from Tree out of this position now. We do need Bowser to throw down some barrels there onto the low ground to try and mitigate any teams from pushing up, but they do get tagged from behind. A lot of teams playing over in the launch site position right now, as looks like Kaneka's Pets will be able to get a full team fight win. Raised by Wolves, though, over at Dome. In the middle of a fight, as T9 has already been knocked here by Hero, but the port is going to be used to get them back into this building, right into the door as well. So they will be able to get the res. Hero opens the door with that wingman as they try to push up. But again, it's just a game of knock knock. Who's there? Already got the knock on to Lost. RBW missing out on one as they recover one throughout all of this. It's still going to be a 3v2. Never mind. It is over. Milkmen will wipe out Raised by Wolves.
And that was very nice infiltration there, especially from Ava_IRL with the Eva 8. And just the combination of Hero using his wingman to go and open that door really threw those players off. You have to stand at the actual door and block it. That's one of the big keys of competitive. And if you just slip up like that and make a small little misplay, it ends up coming to bite you. But Sleepy Panda is going to be taken out from AK. Absolute Units a little bit on the ropes right here. You're going to see a couple 30-30 shots are going to connect. The power of that is that it's basically a stronger wingman, and that you're able to put a lot of scopes on and fight in these mid-range battles. But it looks like they're going to be able to get the finish on a Sleepy Panda, and unfortunately for Absolute Units, they're going to be playing this one shorthanded. Vibes in a great spot. But going back to that dome fight and what was happening with Milkmen, we've seen a team like Season, SCN, I think it was last week, come through with a huge game playing on the back of Dome. That tends to be, if it pulls that way, one of the most safe bets. And that's where you can keep, again, the action in front of you while having the zone towards your back. And that's exactly how you want to play Apex. Makes your rotations extremely easy, and it stops a lot of the RNG that's happening. So I really like the way that Milkmen are playing that. And that was a huge team fight over towards the side. Now, Pony Gang going to realize where this zone is going to pull. Unfortunately for them, it doesn't look like they're going to be in the zone much longer. Yes, they'll be in zone number 3. Zone number 4 most likely continue to pull over towards that dome side. But this is why they've been here for so long. That's why they want to gatekeep. That's exactly the timing that they're going to need to hold down this entire spot.
Importantly, you saw to their north, that was MNK probably still playing inside of that truck as well, and they know they were keeping track of the kill feed, so they have to know who's inside that truck. Vibes, though, trying to play gatekeepers. They have multiple squads around them currently, and they knew that there was a res off to their north, in that no-name, north of Sorting Factory, and they're trying to get those kills so far, but they're not overextending from it. They don't want to give up the high ground. They're just trying to peek over the edge. As you can see, there are 2 people down there. Currently, though, it's Kaneka's pets. And gate kept right now, and this is what we were talking about just before. Here comes the drop down. Casellas will fall to Bowser, and the rest of PBS should show up. Pau gets the knock onto Kaneka, and Pau will finish off Fade, allowing PBS to control this western side of the zone. With a minute left to go, though, they still have to navigate this area here as launch site. A lot of it has been cut out from the zone. They can try to run from the south and make their way on in there, but they still have a team ahead of them on the ultimate high ground to keep them at bay. Team Cruelty in a fight right now up against Team Flashpoint, as well as Ramo has already gone and knocked by Oi Senpai.
This is a charge rifle fight. Actually, now they're going to start to get a little bit more interested. It's going to be a full squad wipe now. That started off with the charge rifle. Rakinishu now with the Beast of the Hunt is going to try to dip out of there. But what a clean team fight, and what a ballsy play from Bowser on the Caustic just to drop down on a Casellas like that and wipe them immediately. Great portal play coming in from Prodigy Aces to get Joey Blackout and Rakinishu back to safety. And now they're going to hold the edge of the zone here. So now it looks like Team Superior in a great position to do some nice gatekeeping, and you see all of that open area. All where that spot is going to be is no man's land, and that's where we're going to have at least 2 or 3 teams rotating outside of sorting, and that's exactly what Team Superior is waiting for. You're going to have Pony Gang kind of waiting in the wings in the dark as well, and here comes the rotations from all these teams.
Yeah, as you can see, Team Superior spread out right now, watching every single angle here. Joey Blackout making the call that a team's trying to move up. That's going to be MNK coming in from their western side. They have a team to their north as well, as Joey Blackout is forced inside. Here comes the EMP, but just on the edge of their building. And so they hold on to some of the barrels that they already have placed down by Joey Blackout. It's the full swing out from 2 there, as Rakinishu will go for that peak, but he doesn't overextend. I love how cautiously they're playing this right now, because they still need to keep their wits about them. There are plenty of angles that teams can come up from, so they're not committing onto anything quite yet. They are just defending their platform and making sure no one challenges them for this.
Not only that, they're going to be able to get help from the other teams around, and that's exactly what happens. They wait for Blueberry to come in from the side. They're going to be able to pick those players off. As long as they just continue to fall back towards these barrels they're going to be A-okay. And just a great job of not getting, too aggressive in this type of situation. But you're going to have to start clearing these areas out, and that's exactly what they're thinking right now. Now the focus after this zone is closed means your back is going to be available, and your front's going to be available while your back is going to be covered. Those teams down at the bottom, not really even that big of a deal, not that big of a priority. Prodigy Ace is just going to lay down some pepper fire, and they're going to continue to bully these guys. The big threat is really in front of them, because that's where the rotation has to come from. So they'll worry about that team over towards the side, but it's more or less going to be them getting in front of that team and gatekeeping as much as possible.
Yeah, Team Superior were really hoping for MNK to trade right below them. I believe that's who's below them currently right now, but nothing really happened there, as Frex and company were able to just finish that one off. Pony Gang still keeping a watchful eye on this north-hand side. As you can see, PBS slowly Trying to incur upon this platform position. They do have some barrels down as he throws his last one now. Can reposition if he needs to, but we'll just leave it out for the time being. With the Nox Gas Grenade at the ready as well, they can play the slow side of the circle and slowly walk in with this one. There's still 40 seconds left to go. We're down to 8 squads. It's all full squads as well. But this is their main hurdle currently. There's a lot of the funnel is taking place on the north side of the map right now. We've got a number of squads there. EBS, though, needs to try and finish out this fight as quickly as possible as Vibes. They get sent upon. That black hole thrown down right on top of them, but they do clear that. But Cherish is taking so much damage. Joey Blackout will be able to get a knock onto him as Prodigy Aces will be able to get the thirst as well onto Scissors. So Team Cruelty on the collapse here will lose out on one as Vibes. Will they be able to recover Cherish? It looks like they do have the coverage to work with. Do they have the time as the zone should be closing shortly now? MNK making their move here as Team Cruelty get a trade onto Prodigy Aces. One more down for Team Cruelty as Yuben falls and Oi Senpai will go down to Rakanishu. But that means MNK have this free rotate here as they are trying to connect Zaniles with the big shots on this wingman. Just cutting a swath through all the players in front of him, not missing any shots until I say that. He misses about 5 in a row, but the damage has literally been done here as he has created the opening for his squad to move up, and now looks like they will be able to find a small moment of respite here as they throw down that Nox Gas Grenade to try and recover. Oh boy, they have one more in front of them though. It's Rakanishu on the rocks. They finish him off. That's Team Superior out.
And the portal play is going to come down. Freck should be okay as they get him back around the rock. Clarify going to pop down a couple of barrels, shoot those as well. Stink gets the knock onto Bowser over towards the side, and Powell's going to be taken down as well. So interesting turn of events as MNK goes from 0 to hero basically with just Senile alive inside this blue little trailer now to a couple of big kill points and a lot of placement points as they're trying to duke it out right now with Pony Gang, who's won back-to-back games. Milkmen now in a position which is basically the god spot. You can see this rock, this high ground now for Hero is exactly where he's going to want to be. Also, you cannot underestimate, oh my gosh, he's going to be able to get the finish on that player across the map. You can't underestimate the power of the digital threat here with so many caustics over towards the end game. Yeah, you don't have a caustic on your team right here, but that's going to be so useful when you know all of these Nox gas grenades are going to be put in front of you. And speaking in front of you, all of the teams are basically sitting in front of Milkman waiting to duke it out. It's going to be a very easy third party from them as long as they stay disappointed here.
Here's Pony Gang trying to clear out their building, though. Madara getting that massive kill on to Stink. And so they will go down. We are down to our top 4 squads in this circle. The ring's about to close in 6 seconds. They've got MNK currently to their north right now as Madara tries to swing on them. It's full 3 as he does back around that corner, but he's taking so much damage. I don't know how much longer he can survive for. Frex will be able to take him out. They trade away 1 for 1, and that's the rest of the lobby. Loving to see this right now because these are our top 2 teams right now. Pony Gang in first place, MNK in second place. MNK survived that scuffle as they make top 3 at the very least, knocking out Pony Gang in top 4. Now they are down to a duo here. EMP will connect as Milkmen are trying to survive, but Crook will go down. That's Saucer to pick that one up. He does fall to Clarify as well. We'll see if Milkman can recover Crook here as we're down to our last 2 squads pushing up. Zanile's right in front of him, but Hero not able to quite connect with those shots. He does fall down. That massive shot being big. MNK will finally stop the reign of Pony Gang and take game number 3.
What a big turn of events there in game number 3. Pony Gang looked like they were going to continue to run away with this one. 43 points, 13-point difference between MNK. MNK looked like they were going to go out with maybe 1 or 2 points overall in that game. Instead, turn it around, a lot of kill points, and you got to give all the credit basically to Zanile, who stayed alive inside that little blue truck with just a little inky-dinky knockdown shield, and now they possibly even tie it up there with a big win.